We would like to appreciate our sponsors.
Elite Core Nutrition, Shakes and Deli.
Also, thank you to Embassy Suites for these amazing facilities. Thank you to our sponsors for sponsoring RGV Stars Live with Alex Arabia and Isaac Medina.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to another episode of RGV Stars Live with Alex Arabia and Isaac Medina.
The premier platform for showcasing real Grand Valley talent, the celebrity's place to be.
Here in the RGV, and today we have another amazing guest, an author. We're very excited about that, David Norrick. And we have a copy of his book right here, his latest book.
The Adventures of Exo and Psy?
Exo and Psy.
There you go.
It looks amazing for children and for everybody. And today we're going to learn more about his background and his achievements, his future goals. It should be very inspirational. So first of all, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Yes,
thank you
welcome to RGV Stars. Super excited to have you.
And thank you for signing this book to the Sarabia twins. My nephew
there you go.
Asael and Emily. So
awesome.
I appreciate that.
Wonderful.
Of course.
Yeah, so we're really excited to have you. So tell us a little bit about you, where you're from, what you do, and also a little bit about your book.
Yeah, so I'm from McAllen, originally born and raised here. I was a school teacher for 14 years, an English teacher. So my major was in English.
Okay.
And
what school district?
I taught for McAllen and Sherryland.
Okay.
And La Jolla.
Wow.
Yeah, three different districts. And
English, you said?
English. 4th and 7th grade writing, so I would teach the kids, help them how to write. And I honestly thought I would write a book at one time, but I never thought it would be this type of book. Never did I think it would be this type of book. And so in 2013, well, first off, my whole family has been just ravaged by diabetes. And so in 2013, I lost a brother to diabetes. He was an awesome athlete, and I saw him just deteriorate physically. And then in 2014, I lost a sister to diabetes as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're sorry for those losses.
Thank you. And but you know, sometimes we can learn a lot from tragedies. And so I was going home one night and stopped at a stoplight, and it was just a simple prayer. I just said, Lord, if you want me to do something different with my life, put it in my heart right now. And almost immediately, the idea to write a children's book to help kids eat right and exercise. The Adventures of Exo and Psy, which is a play on the word exercise. They live in they live in a city called OB City, stands for obesity.
Obesity.
Where the mayor of OB City, her name is Diane Beatties, for diabetes.
Wow.
And in this first
very
book,
creative. Everything's very creative.
I can't take credit. This was an answered prayer. And so in this first book, the main villains are Chip and his dog Nacho, which represent potato chips, something very unhealthy for kids to eat, or all of us to eat.
I break out when I eat nachos and chips.
And then so as kids read the book, or kids of all ages read the book, there's actual exercises that go along with the book. So you get an exercise workout by reading the book, and you learn about, eating right.
Wow, this is so interesting. Like an interactive book. So as you read the book,
and like life lessons for the kids to eat healthy and
little activities for the kids to do, like running, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
We congratulate you.
Thank you.
This.
Thank you so much.
So, is this one of your first projects?
This is the very first one. One of hopefully 6 more books, a total of 7. But this is the very first one.
Are all of them going to be like this theme, like for a good cause, or?
Yes, they're all going to take place in OB City.
Okay.
The next one is going to be called The Adventures of Arrow, which is a little girl, and her cat Bix. So that's aerobics. And so they're gonna alternate Exo and Psy, Arrow and Bix, until the last book, where they finally join forces, meet, and they finally defeat Mayor Diane Beatties and make the city healthy again.
Wow, that's
amazing.
I love this. Wow.
When do you see yourself publishing the next ones, like the timeline?
Well, November.
Timeline.
Yeah, well, November is Diabetes Awareness Month. And so my sister, who passed away, her birthday is November 17th, or was November 17th. So I plan on releasing every new book during Diabetes Awareness Month, and specifically November 17th of every year. to honor my sister and to honor those who are fighting diabetes.
This one came out last year?
Last year.
2019?
2019.
Awesome.
Excellent.
So tell us how important like family support, wife support has been, when pursuing a career, as an author.
Yeah, it's been extremely important because, and I think back to Alex, to your post like on Facebook, how you value family, how you're always putting out positive messages. And so, this is something that a lot of people could easily say, you know what, this isn't a real job, you need to be doing something else. Mm-hmm. But to have that support from my family that say, you know what, this is an awesome idea and we're going to support you 100%, that's amazing, because it's so easy for us to get some negative thoughts into our heads, and when you have that support, it makes it a lot easier to go through this journey, which hasn't been easy, but to have that family and friend support, it's awesome.
Did it take you a long time to write your first book?
It took me longer than I thought, even as being a writing teacher, but writing is a process. So it took me, I would say, about 6 months to write it.
Well, that's not bad.
It's not too bad, but I needed to find somebody who could illustrate it. And my illustrator took about 1.5 years.
Edgardo, right?
Edgardo Gonzalez. From McAllen here as well.
Maybe one day we can have him here on the show.
And how important was it to have a good illustrator to make sure that what you had in your heart and your mind was displayed the proper way?
Because pictures is what attracts children, right?
Yes.
In many ways for
the
books.
pictures, the colors, it was so important. And I had a lot of options, but I always wanted to find somebody local, because then I could meet with them in person like we are right now, and we could bounce back ideas and thoughts. And so when I found him, he's an artist, but he had never done a children's book. So we were both learning together. He did an absolutely amazing job with it.
Yeah, we've been skimming through the book. Not only the cover, but the entire book.
It's a beautiful book.
Amazing illustrations.
The art, the color, it's just amazing. Wow. So tell us a little bit about your role models, people that you admire, that you look up to.
You know what? As I've gone through this journey, that's an awesome question. And I would honestly have to say, anybody who has or is going through a storm, who has struggled with diabetes or any other kind of obesity-related illnesses, and to see how they continue to fight day in and day out. I'll never forget one of the visits I did to a campus in FAR. After I present the book and we do the exercises together, I have a question and answer afterwards, and a little girl raised her hand, and I said, hey Mija, what's your question? And I thought it was going to be a question, and she was about 9-10 years old, and she said, no, I don't have a question, I just want to tell you I have diabetes. Wow, man, to have somebody so young have to struggle with this, so they're my role models. Anybody who has struggled in life, but they're continuing to fight.
Beautiful.
Do
you still do the teaching aside from this, or now you're focusing fully on the
full-time on this?
But you go to schools and present the book and do
which now it looks completely different. I was booked to visit so many schools
how does that happen? Like, you reach out to them, or what's the process?
I reach out to them. There's different maybe summer, collaborations where we get to present in front of librarians and teachers and offer our services. And in the beginning, I used to charge to go, because this is going to be my livelihood.
Yeah.
I was starting to charge schools for my visiting, and then I thought, you know what, this isn't why I wrote this book. This isn't why I was given this idea. It's to go out and spread the word and promote eating healthy and exercise. So I said, you know what, I'll go visit any school for free. And it just started exploding until mid-March, and COVID hit, and I had to lose a lot of opportunities to go visit schools. But now I've begun to do some virtual visits where I can, visit virtually and still sell some books. So that's been pretty cool.
And giving back to the community is very rewarding. Not a lot of people do it. So thank you for doing that.
Yes,
because a lot of people only do things for the money.
Yes.
Not giving back, but it's very, very important, and it speaks high volumes of you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So thank you. So, now, what's your inspiration? Like, during what time of the day are you inspired to write? Are you listening to music? Is it in the middle of the night? Talk us through that process.
All of the above. If an idea comes to my mind, I'll just jot it down. Or if I get an idea from somebody, one of the virtual visits I just did, a young man said, hey, a cool character for the book would be, or actually two characters, would be Brock and Lee, together like broccoli. And so I'm like, dude, that is amazing. So I quickly jotted that down. So at any time of the day, doesn't matter where I'm at, if I get an idea, I have to write it down or put it on my phone, and yeah.
Wow.
Do you want to write other types of books as well, or you want to focus on this?
Right now, I want to focus on this.
this.
You know, I think through the tragedies of my family and, you know, losing a brother and sister, I want to focus on this because I think this is my passion. This is what God put in my heart. This is what I think I need to be doing right now.
And that's also great that you're doing this in a way to honor them, right?
Absolutely.
To always remember them and make a positive difference in the lives of others. I think that's wonderful. What advice would you give our viewers in case they would want to become an author and write a book? How do they get started? What can they do? What advice do you offer?
I would say try to make it personal. You know, when there's a personal story behind it, then you put in your passion behind it, and then no matter what comes your way, whatever obstacle comes your way, you're going to go through it because you have a purpose behind what you're writing. And then on top of that, just be patient. You know, it is a process. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. You know, you just got to stick with it and not give up.
Yeah.
And tell us, elaborate a little bit on that process of what it takes to be able to produce a
like
book.
This amazing book, how
the
long
writing
was it?
And then
Yeah,
publishing and everything.
Total time, I would say about 2 years.
2 years.
2 years, and it's just a long process. I'd like to share real quick. When my illustrator finished the book, I didn't have a physical book yet. It was just the ebook, just what he had sent me. And on that day, I went to San Antonio to audition for the show Shark Tank. And so I didn't have a book yet. And so I was nervous. I wasn't going to do it because I honestly forgot my clothes that I was going to wear here in McAllen. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to go out there and do it. And I auditioned just with my computer, with the ebook. They loved it. And they sent me an email and said, hey, you know what, we love your idea. We want you on the show.
Wow.
And taking the next steps to getting on there. That was a lot of confirmation to me, you know, that what I'm doing is good.
yeah, it's beautiful. I've never seen anything like this.
No.
Amazing. So is there a possibility now that you could be on Shark Tank?
There is a possibility. It is one thing about that show, and I guess any show is it's a long process.
Yes.
You know, it's not just you get on, and so I'm working on it right now. Of course, COVID is, you know,
Yeah.
COVID.
You heard it here first.
RGV
Stars.
Exclusive.
exclusive, and so it's in the works.
Awesome. So tell us where our viewers can find you on social media.
Yeah, actually,
And also the book. Where can they find the book?
they can find. Well, I'm on Facebook under David Norrick Exercise, Instagram David Norrick 14, and at David Norrick for Twitter. And
can you tell us about the Norec, where it came from?
yes, my last name is Ceron.
Ceron.
And as an author, a lot of authors, you know, they change their name, they use different names, and so
I didn't know
decided
that.
to. I decided to change my last name, turn it around backwards, and from Ceron it became Norec.
Oh, wow.
Very unique. It sounds good, David.
Yeah, you know what? My dad did that for our apartments.
Really?
He called them Anivem. My last name is Medina.
Oh yeah.
And he called them Anivem. So interesting.
Wow.
Wow,
Great
that's
minds
really
think
cool.
alike.
Yeah, there you go.
Where do you see yourself in like 10 years? Do you want to have like a big book collection and continue doing these presentations in schools, or where do you see yourself?
If I still have the opportunity to possibly change the lives of especially, you know, young kids who I don't want them to ever have to go through what my family's had to go through with diabetes. If I'm still being a positive influence on them, that's what I want to be doing. If writing books at that time is it, then that's it. But whatever God leads me, that's what I want to be doing.
Very good.
That's beautiful.
A closing remark, a closing message for our viewers?
Yeah, hey, you know what? It just takes one person viewing. I will do presentations for free, virtual or in person when we get that opportunity again, whatever it takes. I'm here to support the Valley and anybody local, and just reach out to me, whether it's to get a book or to get a presentation. I'm always open to go out there and do whatever I can to support the Rio Grande Valley.
Amazing.
Well,
Thank you
David
so
Norrick,
much.
it's been a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so
Super
much.
excited for this opportunity and this new book.
I can't wait for the next ones.
Yeah,
Wow.
awesome.
We appreciate your time coming during this time of COVID as well, and so close to the holidays. We appreciate you, and we wish you the best of luck
Thank you guys
in
so
your
much.
future career. Thank you for everything you did as an educator and now as an author.
Thank
Yes.
you.
This was RGV Stars, live with Alex Arabia and Isaac Medina.
The premier platform for showcasing Rio Grande Valley talent, the author's place to be.
And this was the season finale, so thank you for being a part of our last show for season 2,
Thank you.
this 2020, and see you next year in season 3 of
That's right,
RGV
guys.
Stars. Thank you for watching.
Bye, guys.